What's up, guys? Coach Ian here. For those that don't know me, I am a fitness coach here in beautiful San Diego, California. I help people live better lives by helping them learn to move their body and build healthy habits. Today I want to talk to you about something we are all doing right now: excessive snacking. I know I'm not the only one who is stuck in permanent graze mode. I've had multiple clients, both past and present, reach out asking about snacking and looking for tips on how to kind of avoid or curb that need or that kind of tendency to overeat. So first and foremost, what I want to say is if you find yourself doing this, if you find yourself eating a little more than usual, it does not make you a bad person. It's not going to ruin your goals. That's not going to throw you completely off track. You might want to reevaluate those goals anyways, or kind of look at them, restructure them given the times we're in, but that's a video for another time. So what I want to do today is give you some tips that I've shared with them to help you kind of avoid that overeating. So the first one is going to be creating an eating habit or meal timing or like a meal plan. Doesn't really matter what you want to call it. We're not really talking about a structure like we're going to eat this many calories or this many macros or anything like that. If you are into that stuff, you want to continue doing it, please go for it. What we're really talking about is kind of scheduling out your day. I already made a video recently about routine, so if you haven't seen that, please go check it out. But mostly what it's doing is just like planning out when breakfast is going to be, when lunch, when dinner, however many meals you eat, just kind of planning out what time they're going to be, and then building the rest of your day around that. Or if you want to do the opposite, if you want to build the rest of your day, the stuff you're planning on achieving, and then fit in when those meals are going to be, either way works. The end game is just you know what time you're going to be eating, so you're not really wondering when the next time you're going to get some food is. Number two is going to be sitting at the table rather than sitting on the couch or sitting in bed or wherever you're eating. Sitting actually at the table, get the knife and the fork, get the plate. If you want to light candles, cool, go for it, set the mood. But really what you want to do is just setting a separate location that this is where I eat. We are all stuck in our houses right now, so we kind of got to move around and have a work area, a recreation area, sleep area, and an eating area. If you can do that, if you can kind of separate, it's going to make it feel less like you're kind of trapped in, as opposed to doing everything kind of all in the same spot. Number three is going to be avoiding eating out of bags and containers. This is something I would suggest anytime, but especially right now. It's very easy to overdo it when you're eating out of a container or out of a bag, like chips or whatever, because you're not really paying attention to the size of the serving. You're just kind of mindlessly eating because you're usually watching TV, you're talking to somebody, playing on your computer or your phone. So it's very easy to overdo it. So again, this kind of goes back into the other ones, sitting down, and actually, if you're going to eat, if you're not going to be sitting at a table, I guess, or planning it out, if you're just kind of having a snack, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with having a snack under normal circumstances or now, but kind of portion it out. So get a bowl or container. You don't need to go full bore and like have a measuring cup or get a scale out or anything like that. It's just separate it. Like separate, this is what I plan to eat right now, and put the container away. Next is going to be drinking water. You should be drinking water all the time. Water is the key to life. We are made up of mostly water. So you should already be drinking water. If you're not, please go start drinking some water. Drink some right now. Pause the video, go drink water. Okay, thanks. Hopefully you're refreshed. Just kidding. So drinking water, but doing it about 60 minutes before you're going to eat. What this is going to do is going to fill up the stomach, so you're going to not have as much room to fill it with food. So you're going to feel fuller faster without getting a bigger calorie hit. The reason you want to give yourself at least 30 minutes right before is to help the stomach acids de-dilute. I don't know if it's a word, but that's what we're going to say. So by taking that large amount of water in, you're diluting the stomach acid a little bit, and it's not guaranteed, but you may end up finding some gastrointestinal distress because you're not going to be able to digest as much or as easily because you're diluted your stomach acid. So give yourself a little bit of space, but 30 minutes isn't enough for it to empty out. Excuse me. I'm going to have some water myself. Next is going to be planning your meals. So planning actually what you're eating. In the first one we talked about planning when we're going to eat. Now we're going to talk about planning what we're going to eat. You don't need to have an entire schedule for days and days in advance or weeks in advance. You can do it the day of or the night before or even next meal. But planning what you're going to be actually eating. So knowing when you open that fridge in the morning, I'm having eggs, I'm going to have a bagel and a piece of fruit. Or I'm going to have some oatmeal. Or at lunch we're going to have a salad or whatever you're eating. But planning out what you're going to eat, that way you're not going to overdo it and just get into that hangry mode where you just want to shove food in your face. So plan out what you're going to eat. Next is going to be eating your proteins first. So if you find, this is another one I share generally, if you find that when you eat you're still hungry very soon afterwards, I would first say drink some water. You might just be bored, you might just be thirsty, but what we're really talking about is eating your proteins first. It's going to help make you feel more satiated or fuller, just faster, and stay fuller longer. It doesn't mean just eat your proteins and then eat everything else, but kind of focus more on the protein part of the plate if you're finding that you get hungry really fast. Going back to water, I think I kind of just mentioned it, but if you find that you're hungry at an unusual time, I know all times are unusual right now, but if you find you're kind of hungry not at a normal time that you usually would, at least in this scenario, drink some water, like 8-10 ounces, something like that, just a glass of water. Wait 20 minutes. If you're still hungry, then go ahead and eat something. You probably were just thirsty. Next one, going back to what we're eating, is eat some salads and veggies. Veggies are going, you should actually be doing this regardless, so if you don't eat the veggies, please start eating more veggies. I know it's a little hard with the grocery shopping right now, but do the best you can. But eating salads and veggies, they're going to take up more space, so they take up a lot of space in your stomach, but they're not usually very calorically dense. So that's going to, again, help fill up the stomach so you feel fuller, faster, you're not eating as much. Then, by extension, you're not going to want to snack later. Last one is going to be cinnamon. Cinnamon has been shown to be an appetite suppressant, and it's also going to help regulate your blood sugar. So adding it to like oatmeal or even your coffee, it's not going. You don't need to add a lot. It's not to the point where, unless you really, really like cinnamon, it will kind of change the flavor of the coffee just a little bit, but if you're adding creamer or sugar anyways, you're not really going to notice, but it will help you kind of suppress those hormones that make you feel hungry. And then I have one bonus one. This one's not really food related, but it's just more routine. So it's fill your time up with productive activities. So things like gardening, walking the dog, reading a book, doing school or work-related activities, doing drawing, do something productive. The more productive you're going to stay, the less likely you're going to be bored, and less likely you're going to make that next trip to the fridge. So just fill your time up. We're all kind of in a weird limbo space, whether you're going to work or not, but fill your time up with productive activities. I'm sure there's stuff around the house that needs to be done. So those are the tips that I'm sharing with my clients. I hope you found them helpful. Please give some of them or all of them a try. Main goal here is just stay consistent. Days are going to be weird right now. We're all in that weird, almost like between Christmas and New Year's where time really doesn't exist. So just be as consistent as possible. If you slip up every once in a while, it's cool. I posted something yesterday. You're only ever one meal away from getting right back on track. So give that some thought. Stay consistent. I thank you guys for sticking with me and watching the video. If you found this helpful, please, please, please share it with somebody else who can find it helpful as well. If you have not already, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll continue to put great content up like this. If you have any questions, comments, or have suggestions for future videos, please put them down in the comments below, and I will go and do my best to make sure they happen. Thank you guys for watching, and be awesome today. I'll see you next time.